I'm looking at the main method inside of my student class, and you can see that what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new student Frank and another student Francis. Here what I'm going to do is those students, those identifiers as S1 and S2, I'm going to record some grades. This means how many credits that was for that class, and then the 4.0 scale for what grade they got in that class. Then the class will help me determine my GPA. It will just internally, every time I record a grade, it will figure out what the GPA is. So when I go to my student 1 and I say, hey, print out that student's name, and then tell me, print out in a nice good format what their GPA is. So get me their GPA. So I can do that for student 1 and I can do that for student 2. Now, students also belong in school, or they belong at home. And it depends whether school is in session or not. So by default, when I create these objects, school will be in session. So S1 is school, is in school, is the student in school? Well, if school is in session, then the student is in school. So this will be shared across all students. By default, you're going to be in school, and then later on I can set it elsewhere. Oh, look, here we go. I'm going to say, hey, student 1 and only student 1, at least according to this code, started their summer vacation. When student 1 starts her summer vacation, guess what happens to student 2? Do you think they're still in school just because summer started for some student 1? No, I think not. I think when summer starts, it starts for everybody. So if student 1 says, hey, summer started, then everyone goes into summer school. So if we were to look at the output of running this, oh wait, and then I'll talk about this in a second. So if we were to look at the output, it would say Frank's GPA is 3.7, Francis is 3.6. In the beginning, when I asked if they are in school, notice that I have the parameter %b there. They both said true. Then later on, all that I did in my code is I said student 1 starts summer, and then I asked both students if they are in school, and they both returned false. One's in summer, they're both in summer, neither are in school anymore. Let's take a look at the code a little bit here, okay? Every student has their own name, okay? Private instance, no static. Every student has their own name. Every student has their own set of grade points and attempted grades, or credits, attempted credits. But shared across every student is whether or not they are in school or not. I have a constructor, no return type, takes their name and sets their instance field to that name. This is a valid identifier inside of an instance method and inside of a constructor. This is also an instance method because a GPA is different for every single student. If I put static there, that won't work. If I put static, this won't be there anymore. I use this not because I have to. I could totally take that out and it would still work. This is there, you just don't see it. It's implied. When I put it there, it's explicit and it lets every reader know that we're talking about the credits attempted that are up here in the instance field. Are they in school? That's a static accessor. I can ask the static class, is school in session? Did I ask the static class down here? Before, I asked the student, are you in school? I asked the student, are you in school? But really, since it is static, I could just ask the class, hey, class, are you in school? Because is in school is a static method, I should be asking the class. And that helps clarify that I'm really not making it individually specific to each student, that I'm making it to the entire class. Again, start summer is static, but wait, down here I said S1 start summer. Which one should I do? Should I do S1 start summer or should I do student start summer? That's right. Those of you that said student start summer are correct. Why? Because start summer is a static method. It is the same for everybody. If we start summer, it's the same. If we end summer, it's the same for everybody. Okay? I have this nice handy-dandy toString method that allows me to put the S1 right in there and get the student's name. Fantastic. And then here's just the method to record grades. Notice that I ask for the credits. I add them the credits attempted. I get the grade, and I take that grade that they got and I add it to the grade points, which allows me to later on get the GPA. All right, so here's how a student works. You're going to get a worksheet, and this is what you're going to do in your worksheet. In your worksheet, you're going to come through and you're going to highlight whether it's supposed to be static or empty. So if the name for the student is supposed to be static, you're going to come up here and you're going to highlight it. And if the grade points is supposed to be an instance field, you come up here and you'll highlight it. So you'll go through, I'm just doing it randomly, don't follow what I'm doing here. These are not the answers. If I make these static all the way through, just highlight them like this. Okay, and then for the methods, whether the methods is supposed to have something there or whether it's supposed to be empty, go ahead and highlight it. This, as you go on down, just fill it all the way, and then you need to type in your answers here. Okay, I'll have your name implied from the Google Classroom, so you don't need to put it there, but you can if you want. Again, all these highlights that I put are not correct. You have to rewatch the video if you need to figure out which one belongs to which, and you need to fill out the entire sheet. It's not that long. It says there's 2 pages, but there's only one. All right, so highlight the correct answer all the way down, and that is your homework for the day.